Hi, hello, and welcome to RPA Fridays number 10. This session topic is UiPath Object Repository. My name is Roman, and I'm part of the Robot ICT family, where we love to automate every process possible. So, briefly about us, we are based in Czech Republic, and we do automation using RPA, but also we have our own workflow automation software, which is more specialized on networks, data centers, and large IT environments. We also have an academy of RPA Academy and our community forum. So if you want to know more about us, please check the links in the video description. And if you will like this free webinar, please give us a like and consider subscribing to our channel. It would mean a lot to us. And let's do it. What I will show you today. Today we will talk about object repository. Object repository is a really cool thing, and there will be a lot of information this time. So please stay focused, and you can follow my steps also, or you can watch it in recording later. And I hope you will like it, and I hope you will learn something new. I will show you how to store elements in object repository, how to create descriptors library. These are two things that will be really almost the same. So object repository and descriptors, you will see it. And we will take a look at how to publish it and use it from Orchestrator. So we will create a library of descriptors, publish it to Orchestrator, also use it in another project. And I will show you an example of how we can upgrade the library of the descriptors when your old software, which I will demonstrate on old calculator, will get an upgrade and will start to look same, but the selectors will change, which is a quite common thing to happen and quite common hurdle when it comes to RPA. So in RPA, this can happen often. You have new update, you have new um, release, and then everything breaks down. Oh, what's that? Oh, robot. I thought I told you not to play solitaire when I'm doing presentations. Ah, sorry for that. Well, where was I? Um, so what is object repository? Maybe you're asking, and I will show you what it is. So imagine you are working in a team. That's you. Okay, for example, that's you. And you have some colleagues over there, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 colleagues, and you are working on an automation of, let's say, large scale, and you work together on different processes, but all of the processes use one same application. Well, let's call it some application. So all of you are working on that application, and you think smart, so you don't want to work hard. And this is where object repository and descriptors really will be helpful, because then once you will have a library to this application, and I will show you how to do it, you will not have to search for the correct selector, because you will have descriptor. So object repository is connected to application. Okay, so we create object repository, or can call it library, with that has stored all the selectors inside, and easily any member of the team can use it and reuse it. So no more searching for the same selector to same element twice. So let's take a look at some use cases and benefits of the object repository or the descriptors. So it's cool that you can maintain your library of the selectors, and there is a good ability to migrate to updated versions of your software. This I will show you later. And also I will show you that there is more. There are additional tools, additional cool features, like fuzzy selectors, automatically updated, automatically edit, image selectors, and so on. And this little chart that was not working at all, I wanted to show you that once there is a version of new application, you or somebody from your team can just update one library of the descriptors, and then all the processes that use this application can be updated like this, and you don't have to change each activity by activity. So it's super really cool. It is something that yet was introduced in Blue Prism long time ago, and in UiPath maybe a year ago, not really sure, but many people still don't know about it. So I decided to show you how it works. So the goal of today will be to create the library and inside the library there will be object repository storing the so-called descriptors, and then use it in a small project, and then do an update. Okay, so it will be maybe a little bit complicated, so stay focused and watch. So first thing, what I want to do is to create a new library in UiPath. Okay, I will guide you this time quite slowly through the process so you can catch anything. So once you are in UiPath, you click to create a new library, and I will call it Fridays calculator. Calculator dot descriptors. That's a common way how these libraries with descriptors are stored and named. So I'm going ahead a little bit. You can also create a library from a project itself, a process itself, but I will show you how this works. So library for object. Sorry, good. So I'll create this library. Take some time. And then if you go through creating a library or a process, you can do it both ways. And the way to do it is similar. And you can maybe find tutorials that start with creating a process, then creating the object repository, and then actually exporting it as a library. I wanted to take a little bit shortcut and show you how it works. So I have a library open here, and to enable the object repository, which is here, it gives me a hint. I have to actually go to project settings and enable the modern experience. So I go to project, I go to the gear, and enable the modern experience, hopefully. Okay. It takes some time. Oh, finally. I hope this is fine. So, and here I need to turn on the modern design experience. It will tell me that I have to reload it. It will reload. And now the object repository is available for us. So on the right side, you can see that now I can play with descriptors. So another fancy name for you heard about selectors and elements. So descriptors are something in between or something really close to both, to elements and selectors. You can think about it as a universal selector that can be applied, that you can attach or you can connect with one exact element of your kind. So let's take a look how this works. I have these two calculator applications here. This is old one from Windows 7 that I downloaded somewhere, and this is the current calculator on Windows 10. So I will first work with this one, so then I can show you how to upgrade it and how easy it is. So first of all, when you click on the project UI descriptors and you look around, there are few ways how to approach it. There exists a capture element button, which allows us to go a little bit faster through creating the descriptors, the library, but I will go slowly and steady to show you how it works. So when this is hovered, the project UI descriptors, I can click plus, and that gives me option to create a new application. So let's call it Fridays calculator. You can call it as you want. I just don't want to call it calculator again because I tried it before and I didn't. I don't want to have the same name for it. So Friday's calculator. That's nothing much. I have to click plus once more, and this gives me option to create a screen. So think about it as a screen of an application of some software that can have different screens. So let's call it a standard screen, since calculator can have different screens. You can see that it can be scientific and so on. So from that logic, I would choose standard here, and I click indicate screen, and this gives me option to indicate screen like this, and see this start to look nice. So I confirm, and now I have a screen, and within that screen I will indicate 4 elements, or actually 5 elements, simply by having this selected and clicking add a new element under the screen. So I want to just for demonstration store element of the button number 1, button number 2, the add sign and the equal sign, and then the result. Okay, so first let's call it like number 1. And you can also indicate what kind of element it is. It can be generic element, but also I think it's good to indicate what it is, if it's like a button or if it's a drop-down image. You see it's getting pretty nice and advanced. So I will indicate that it's a button and indicate the element itself by clicking indicate element. And it gives me a couple of hints and so on. So I go and indicate this one. It starts to look really nice. And here the magic starts to happen because you see that there are, I will try to move it there. There are many window selectors that were created. The standard one, then some kind of fuzzy selector, and also an image selector. You can add them or you don't, you can use them or you don't have to use them. And the logic behind it is that in the modern experience, if UiPath will not find the selector using the first variant, it will try to search by fuzzy selector, and if not, still it will try to search by image, which is super cool when you think about it. It makes it stable and solid. So I don't. Also, you can indicate an anchor like this, but I will not. I won't because it looks fine. Only I need to change the selector because I don't like it like this. This doesn't look really reliable. I have no idea what it means. It's some random number. So I will open the UI Explorer from here and check once again if I can tune this selector. So I see that there is also a name property. So I will use this one and untick this one. So this is much better. I click save and it will revert back. And now I will click confirm. So once this is confirmed and saved, a new descriptor is created. Okay, you will see how nice it is once we create a selector. So I will go a little bit fast forward, and well, it's live event, so you can go fast forward, me not, and create the selector for number 2. Indicate the element 2. I will again change it a little bit. You can see that this is much better, much better in reliability. I confirm. No anchor, no problem. Save. Then another one. Oh, okay. It actually created a sub element, but I want to move it and have it not. Oh, I forgot one thing. Edit element. That this is a button. Okay, good. So I'm talking and I'm not focused. So a new element, which will be the plus sign. I will again edit it. This takes some time, but don't worry. And the name is add. See, that's pretty easy. Confirm. And it's button again. Good. 2 more to go. And this will be called equals. Again, I will go to UI Explorer and change this from CTRL ID to AA name. Good. Confirm. And it's a button again. So we have 4 buttons, and I will create a simple process to work with this. And I want to get the result then, so 1 more element, and then it will go fast. So this one, and we can keep it like this. I believe it's fine. Maybe I will delete it here, these numbers, and should be fine. And I can also click validate, so it's valid, all is good. Result. It's fine. And let's call it result. Oh, I think I did not. This will be text. I forgot. I did not name this one. Sorry. So this one is plus. So it will be a simple process then. working with this library to click 1+2 and equals and get the result. So this is how easily you can create the descriptors. And now I have this library created. So what I can do with this library? Well, this project is working now. I store it on my hard drive, but if I want to share it with my colleagues and I want that somebody will actually use it as a library, then I have to go and click publish. You can, of course, publish it locally as a package, or you can publish to Orchestrator, which I would really recommend because that's really an easy cloud way how to store these packages. So I will keep this as Orchestrator tenant libraries feed, and this should be just fine. So I click publish, and I will show you in Orchestrator where you can find it. If you have struggles with this, if you have some problems, then I will show you how to set up your orchestrator. So this works fine for you. Let's just wait if this is good. Okay, library published successfully. And now I want to switch to my orchestrator and show you how to do the setup. So if you go to tenant and to settings and to deployment, there are two parts of deployment settings, one for packages, another for libraries. And to make it work, you have to set it up like this. So deployment internal and the feed, both host and tenant feeds. And maybe some of this will also work, but this is how it works for me. So I'm showing you how it works, and I hope this will work for you too. And the magic is that now when I go to packages here in my tenant and go to libraries, there I can find the library in the orchestrator, which is super cool. You see that I tried before some kind of test here, and here is our Fridays calculator descriptors library. And every time I will change something here as there in this library, I can republish it, and now I will show you how to use it in the project. So I will create a new process that will be called Fridays Fridays count, because we will be counting something. Let's create this. And open the main workflow. No. First of all, to work with this, I need to again enable the modern experience. So I go to settings of project and enable modern design experience. It's actually pretty cool. It's kind of hidden there. It's not by default, so it gives you some extra cool features and options, but you have to enable it. Of course, you can, in general settings, you can enable it for all your projects. You don't have to then do it for each project. Anyways, now when I have this ready, I will show you how I can use and how I can add the library. So I go to manage packages because I want to add the package, and go to orchestrator tenant feed here. And here you see I have the same libraries as in my orchestrator because it's connected, right? So I will download this one that we just created. So I can show you that this is really how I did it before. So Fridays calculator.descriptors, install, save. Now it will download the package from Orchestrator and incorporate it into my process. And then I can work with it really easily, and you will be amazed how easy it is. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can type them in comments. For example, Roman, why is everything on your computer loading so long? Just kidding. So when I go to activities here on the left side, I want to you will find there are some differences. So I need to work with all these descriptors that now popped up here from UI libraries and from the library named here. Yeah, see, it's pretty neat. I can also create project descriptors for like one project only, but because I imported the library, now I can work with them. So for the modern design experiences, for working with descriptors and these objects, you need this one scope, let's say. Use application/browser that I will just put in. And now it will be really nice because it tells me indicate application to automate. So I just take the application from the right side, this one, Freddy's calculator, and drag and drop it. Okay, no, doesn't work. Okay, standard. Okay, sorry, I have to drag the screen. So drag and drop the screen from the right side to the middle, and right now everything is ready, and I don't have to specify it. And once the application is in my computer, this will work. And now we continue to do the trick. Here I will use 4 times a click activity. You see that they have different icons. That's also another difference from the classic ones, and they look differently, and they have much more things to do with them. So you can indicate the target on screen by just dragging this button. So I drag number 1, easy like this. I think this should be just fine. And another one, click. Number 2, yeah, so the robot will go, click number 1, number 2. It also gives nice names to the activity, which is super neat. And then, no, sorry, there must be a plus between them. Okay, so 1 plus 2 equals, see how it's easy, equals, nice. Even with screenshots, even with images, so you know what's actually happening. And then as last thing, I want to get text from the result. Result, good. So, and save the result. So I create a new variable, let's say result, and let it write out. Okay. So this looks pretty nice to me. I will save it, and I will try to run it, and let's see if we will have a good result. So I'll run the file. I should work with the calculator that's already open there. My hands are off the keyboard. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now it will get the result from the calculator. Hopefully. I'm always scared a little bit when something takes that long, so I maybe did a mistake. But let's see. I will check the studio if something's not going wrong here. Okay, it looks good. Get text. So, okay, so we have a problem here. Cool, neat thing. Ensure application is opened as visible education. Okay, let's check it what we have. Indicate target routine, show an object repository. So this is our result. Let's try to highlight it. Aha, okay. Could not find target element. Okay, let's leave it like this for now, and let's try to repair it in the next step. Okay, so this project was partly working. Probably I did something wrong, or maybe I did not check the selector correctly, but that's life, right? That's learning by doing. But now I will show you what will happen if I want to repair this mistake, and also if now suddenly we have a new version of calculator, a fresh big one, so you can hit it by your fingers if you have a touch screen, and but you want that the robot is still working, and then oh my goodness, so many robots are working with your application of calculator, and now they are unable to work because there was a Windows update, and this is like a crazy thing to happen. And all of developers that face this ones, they will agree with me that this is a nightmare. So let's do the change. So I go back to home, and I will open the library that I already had there before. This will close the process and open the library, and I will show you how to change it, and it will be quite simple and faster than creating the new library, because I already have the elements. I only have to change the descriptors. So I go there to on the right side to my descriptors, and open my calculator here, the new one, and go back one by one changing. So I go edit descriptor from equals. Okay. Slowly. No, not yet. I need to change the screen first. So, sorry. Edit descriptor. So I need to indicate new application. I click for the whole application. This is the selector for the application. Every time there are some strange signs, I like to put asterisk here just in case these are some kind of changing signs. Anyways, I click OK, and now it should be possible to edit the descriptor within the application. So now equals, and it will tell me that the element was not found. Well, obviously, the application changed, so the element is not there. So here is target indicated, and all you have to do is to click delete target, this little bin, and indicate new one. So this was equals, so this one. And I will check the selector just briefly. It looks fine. It's maybe too much information there, but I tried it before and it worked. So let's hope this will work again. And number one, edit descriptor. Again, I will delete the old one. It kind of stayed in the place where it was before. Confirm. Number two, edit descriptor. Delete two. Yeah, so easy like this. One person will update the library and it's done. Plus, edit descriptor. Not this one, but this one. It's actually really, really neat. And the result, let's check if we can make it working by selecting the result correctly, but I believe it was all fine. Anyways, this is fine also, only I will delete the name here because it tells display 0 and it can be something else, and it should be fine even without this. Even without it. I will check by validate, and it's green and all's good, so it's good to go. Only I think that if I edit the element, maybe I should change the type. Maybe not to text, but maybe something other, but no, it should be text. Yeah, I believe the selector was wrong. Let's see, okay? I'll save it. And now the magic will happen. I will publish the library once again as a new version. Okay, publish. This will create new version of the library, update it, and in the orchestrator. Good, 102. And I go back to my project or process, Fridays count, and I will update the library. And that's where the magic happened. Okay, I thought I mean, I'm really excited about this one, so sorry for that. So we have the here Fridays calculator.descriptors version 101, and as you would update your activities package, you can go to project, and you can see here the versions, and you can go right click and manage, or you can go to manage packages anyway, just to this package manager, to project dependencies, and you can see that there is a green arrow saying that it's installed, but also a blue one that we can update it. So I will choose update and save, and now see what is happening in my process. It takes some time, but it's worth to wait. Whoa! So we have the same activities, but new descriptors and also new screenshot. So nice. So now it's the same process that I had before, just with a different library, and it will not work with this calculator, but it will work with this calculator. Let's hope this will work fully. So I will save it and run it, and let's see if we have the count correctly. Good, that worked. So here in the output, there is number 3. That's the extracted number from the result. Wow, so imagine how you can actually benefit from this. It's really nice. So what I wanted to show you with to this as a last thing that I promised to show you in a few minutes are the new tools and features that come with the modern design experience UI automation next activities. You can see here that it says UI automation next, and these activities have some interesting additional features. So one I want to show you is the verify execution one, and the verify execution activity can be set to verify execution options, open here, And this adds also a little space here underneath. And this gives you an option to actually verify if the click was fine by checking for existence of some other element. So you know the activity find element or wait for element appear, or these when you want to check that something is loaded by checking if some element is visible. So you can do it within one activity, just adding the target here. And again, it can be target from the object repository. So let's say you can drag and drop some element here, and it will work. So this is cool also because you can set a retry time. Oh no, sorry, you can set to retry it. So it's trying to retry and by default every 10 seconds. This is the timeout here, because there are two timeouts now. So first timeout is here in the common area. Another timeout is here in the verify execution. So you can set to, let's say, try to click every 5 seconds for until this default value 30 seconds passed, until some element appears on screen. So imagine you want to like this. Let's say you want to refresh a page until some new thing appear on the page. So this is something I wanted to show you. And there are also some settings that are connected with the object repository logic. So for example, the input mode can be different one. You can set up a little bit in a little bit different way. Also, the target doesn't have to be from the descriptors, but it can be some other target. But the most important is that you can also select if you want to use all the possible options that we created for the selector or for the descriptor. So in the library, we stored selector, fuzzy selector, and image. And when you are doing the process with this library, you can choose one of them. Let's say once you are running the application through some virtual machine, so maybe you cannot really check the selectors, so you want to use image automation on the same software that you used usual native selector automation before. So you just click and check this one, and it's really lovely. Anyways, this was about these activities. Yeah, they have some funny new features. You go and explore them. But this is something that is about to close our today's webinar. And now I would love to maybe do a quick summary of what I just showed you, what you just learned, and where to use it. So we were talking about object repository, about descriptors, which are kind of really cool things to work to store target to element of an application, and it can be reused within teams or within organization, or maybe you have some application and you can create a library for it and other people can benefit from it. I believe this is something that, for example, exists for Blue Prism as like an object repository library or marketplace, but not yet for UiPath. So it would be cool to have this one, for example, for, I don't know, SAP or some really often automated tools. But also it gives you the cool let's say, weapon to use all the kind of automations and to store them, the fuzzy one and the image automation, and just choose while you do it. And it gives you also an option to update the selectors, update it once you have a new software. Of course, if your new software have new screens or maybe different logic, then that's a different story, right? But if only it looks a little bit different, or maybe they did not make it in that programming language but in other programming language, and the selectors change from some reason, then you can benefit from this one. So I'm coming to the end of this. So now it's time for your questions, and I'm taking a look. So we have Mr. Johnny asking a few things. You spoke about the academy and I've checked it. Are there still places available for July, and will it be in English? Good question. So this is something really that's happening right now, and we have a RPA Academy course discounted for something like 259 euros. 4 weeks intensive foundation course that will give you a really good start, kickstart for automation. And yes, we do courses in English, and yes, there are still places. So you can take a look in the description, Johnny, and book your course if you wish. It's online, so you can do it from anywhere. You can take your computer to Bali and learn something new while sipping mojito. Another one from Mr. Johnny. What if something changed in the application? Do I need to really reprogram anything? I guess not. Oh, yeah, okay. So that's something I maybe answered. So it's not that easy, not that simple. It's not like if something changed. It depends. If there is a new screen, let's say another pop-up or different names or new way how to approach things, yeah, then you probably need to change the processes themselves too. It's not that magical. But well, we're getting there. I believe once with AI and these tools, we will be able to migrate between new versions. But it can be useful. Also, for example, one idea that now get to my mind is that, for example, if you are using this application in different languages, so the selectors sometimes contain the names, or you can only use it. You can build a selector based on names, and if the name is different in different language, then of course you have a problem. But you can entirely create another library for the same um, for the same process and just translate them or just change the selectors for. It does not have to be a different version, like a update, like a new version with some new features. It can be different language version, or it can be different in other ways. So this is also a use case. So I hope, June, that it answered your question. So it's not super magical, but it's really quite cool. Well, if you're watching this from a recording and you will have some further questions to it, feel free to type them in comments and I will definitely answer them. And this is everything all from today. Thank you for watching. You can download the workflow or some example from the first link in the video description. I wrote some little article about it also, and you will find yourself in our community forum. And I would love to welcome you to the forum and ask you to join and sign up. And you can also check our RPA challenges on the community forum and challenge yourself in your RPA skills, no matter if you do it in UiPath or Blue Prism or Automation Anywhere, maybe Python. It doesn't matter. It's about doing the challenge, and that's it. You were watching RPA Fridays. If you did not yet, you can sign up to receive every week a topic ahead, so you know what will be the next RPA Fridays about. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. That will be really cool. And also, if you want, you can take a part in our LinkedIn group and Facebook group. So all the links are video description. Thank you, and sorry for that robot that was playing solitaire. It was a little bit bad guy. And wish you happy automation, and see you next Friday.